What is up, Rc Enthusiast? Check it out. Oh man, we kind of went overboard here, didn't we? Traxxas upgrades. Now, here we are. I have them separated right here. These are going to be the upgrades for the Defender, and these are going to be the upgrades for the Bronco. Oh, and I almost forgot the light kit. Yup. I don't know why I even purchased that, because I have different electronics on here, and I just figured out, I think, you can't use this light kit unless you're using the stock electronics right here. So unless you're using this stock electronics, I think, unless somebody has a way to do it, or you need a light controller maybe, this one right here, I won't be able to use. And right here for the Defender, we have the trailer. And we're gonna get some tires and wheels to match the wheels that are already on it, which are these ones right here that I painted the lip chrome, or the beadlock part chrome. And the red diff housing covers. This metal gears right here for the diffs, and the metal gears for the servo. I am not going to be installing on this one, only when it needs it. So I'm going to run it this way, so that way I could actually report how the stock stuff lasts. And I'm going to have these gears in it though, the higher speed gears, so I could romp around with the trailer. And this one's going to get the red anodized shock housings, which is a better option. You know, you're going to pay $24 for these. You could just buy your own shock oil. And they'll also give you the benefit of learning how to rebuild your shock, so when you need to change your oil in there, you can go ahead and rebuild your shock, clean everything out, put it back together, and you'll know how to do it already. And one last thing, this sticker pack. I don't know which sticker is going to go on which, but it's for both if they're both going to get any stickers on them. But I just bought it anyway. I'm not sure if they're going to get on there. That's these two TRX4Ms right here with too much mods in here. Traxxas definitely took my money of this one, but hey, I'm liking these guys and might as well, you know, I rarely do this kind of stuff. And there you guys go. For this video, we'll be modding this guy. Next video, we'll mod this guy. So let's go ahead and start this guy out with the high-speed gears. Well, here we go. I already disassembled it. If you guys want to see a more detailed video of disassembling this, I have another video in my playlist. So check my Traxxas TRX4m playlist. And there's a video of me actually showing you how to get this gearbox out and how to swap these gears out in a more detailed fashion. But right here, I'm just going to show you guys right here, the gears right here. All I'm going to be replacing are these three gears. The gear on the motor, the pinion gear, I'm going to leave that in there. So that way it's going to stay fresh, and I'm not going to strip that and make it loose on the pinion, or make it loose on the motor shaft, because they're all 11 tooth pinions anyway, and it shouldn't matter. I'm just going to leave the one that came in the blue in the bag, just for spare, if this one strips. And there we go, high-speed gears installed. Next we'll do the diff covers right here. That's going to be a simple one right here. That's why I decided to do this one next. Let's go ahead and let's get this installed. So for this one, if you have a pretty long Allen wrench set like this is like the Dynamite RC one that you can get on Horizon's website, you can reach all the screws right here. I don't have to take anything apart. I could literally get it to all four of the screws. There you go. Red axle covers are made of red plastic, so that way when you scrape on rocks and stuff, it doesn't change color. That's why I like these. I didn't get the chrome ones and stuff like that, because, you know, when you scrape it, it's just going to turn black. This one right here will stay red throughout, you know, all the scratching and stuff. Let's get that back on there the way the other one came off. Man, there you go. That looks pretty sweet. I like it. Now, it's the same thing for the front. The next one's not really an upgrade. It's just, right here we have the BF Goodrich mud terrains. And the wheels for the Defender right here. Because I just want to get a spare wheel to match these ones right here. So all I have to do is paint the beadlock on this one chrome, install this, and now I have a matching spare wheel. Here's the paint pen I'm using right here, for those that want to know what I'm using. Shortcuts paint pen by Krylon. Alright, so first we're going to have to remove the wheel. Next we have to remove these two screws right here on the shock. This bottom one and top one, so we could remove the spring perch to remove the shock, and then we could disassemble the shock body, so we could reassemble it onto the aluminum shock body back there. Now that we got our shock off, pull the shock up, pull the perch off right here. Once you have that off, the shock will come off. Unscrew this lower mount off of the shaft, the shock shaft. Maybe you can use some sort of paper towel or a cloth or something to protect the shaft before you grab it with like a pair of pliers or something. And then you can spin this bottom half off of it. There you go. You can tell I have a lot of oil in mine because I filled it up. It comes stock with 20 weight, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain this out of here right now. And then we can push this shaft all the way up and through and out. And then we can disassemble the bottom half of the shock. And then we can put all of it onto the aluminum shock body. And there's your piston and your shock shaft. And now I just gotta disassemble the lower half. Usually I can get my finger in there and there's like a little spot right there, you see that? And sometimes if you're lucky you can get your finger in there and kind of pry it out. I'm just using a screwdriver. There you go, as you can see, separating it right there. There you go. I got my nail good right there, didn't it? Then there's going to be an O-ring, then there's going to be a plastic spacer, and another O-ring after that. And that's the same order you're going to put it into the aluminum shock. There you go, that's all three of them right there. What you're going to do, in the same order, what I like to do at this point actually is put some grease in here too while assembling it, but I'm just going to show you guys how it goes in this way. And then the plastic and then the other O-ring goes in there. And that's how they set in there. But I usually don't like putting them in there. I usually like pushing this shaft all the way through first. I'm going to have all of them come out into my hand right now. There you go. And once I have the shaft all the way in there, then I push them down. So that way there's no pressure against the threads and it doesn't rip them, you know. It goes nice and smooth through the threads. And then I just push them in there. And obviously, like I said, I would have greased all that already. You actually got to make sure whatever grease or oil you use in here, it's safe for these rubber O-rings. Because it'll make those swell if you use the wrong oil. So usually a silicone-based oil, like shock oil, is good to just put some in here to keep it lubricated. As you can tell, I didn't really clean mine, so mine's still kind of lubricated and it should be fine. Like I said, normally I would put grease in there, but I think it will be fine. And there you go, just snap that back in place. You have the bottom half of your shock fully assembled. And now you just need to put oil in there, make sure all the air is out. And then after that's done, I usually like to push the shaft all the way up before I screw the screw in, so that way I have full movement of my shock and it doesn't bounce back. Because we want this to be smooth and move up and down really freely for crawling. And now I'm just cycling the shock up and down. Not all the way up and down, just up and down enough. And then push it all the way down, hold it there, and let all the air bubbles rise to the top. Not sure if you guys can see that, but there's air bubbles rising to the top right now. Oh, one just popped right there. Then you're going to do this until there's no more air bubbles in there. And you can seal it up. Alright, I'm getting ready to cap it now, so I'm going to push the shaft all the way up. You're going to see some oil spill now. As much as I can, without the shaft actually coming back out. And then I'm going to cap it. It's a big mess. And there you go. Now I'm just going to wipe it down. And then now, just to screw this back on there. And this thing doesn't sit all the way down. It'll snug all the way down. And once it's snugged all the way down, you'll actually still see some, like a little bit of the thread showing. It doesn't go all the way flush. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it a little bit more than halfway down, kind of leave it a little bit up, and that will give me a faux raise, you know, so when I put more preload spacers on here, I can get a little bit more of a lift out of this truck, because I plan to put some bigger tires, like I said, on this guy. Now that we have that done, you're going to put the spring back on there, and go ahead and remember to put the spring back on the right side that you took it off. You can't actually tell the difference between the front and rear one. I was just making sure I don't mix them up, but now that I look at them, you can tell the one that's wound up tighter together right there, the smaller one, the shorter spring, that's the rear springs. Or the one that's a little bit less wound tighter right here is going to be your front springs. Oh yeah, I almost forgot the shock perch. Trying to go ahead of myself here because I'm excited. There you go. Install the shock perch. Put the shock lined up on there. And your shock is done and ready to be put back on the rig. And there we go. Look at those shocks. Look pretty nice. Nice and shiny. Shiny parts. And the red diff covers. Filled with oil, ready to go. And getting ready to tow this guy right here. So let's open this guy up and let's get to this dude. In the box, you have your trailer hitch right here. You have to attach to your bumper. So that comes with that in the package. And right here's the trailer. pretty simple little trailer. Actually, it's just like a one-piece molded plastic, so yeah, actually kind of expensive for something like this, right? And it looks like it's running on bushings as well. There's no suspension down here at all. They're just attached straight to the wheels. The tires, nice rubber compounded tires. I actually like those tires. They're like nice little race tires, you know? I know some people have been lifting these up and putting the tires that actually come on these guys, like these back there and stuff. And in stock form, I think they will rub. So as you can tell right here, you have your ball end right there. That's pretty much gonna mount onto the ball on the hitch. It's just like a link end, rod end. It's pretty cool that it's there, and it's removable, so you could replace it if something does happen to it or it breaks. It's gonna be at least replaceable. Now, if you see back here at the bottom of your bumper, you're gonna have the two holes for the screws right here to attach this guy to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that attached there. And I think the easiest way to get this done without having to finagle trying to get in there is to just take these two screws right here, closest to on the actual metal chassis on each side. Take those off and you can slide this whole bumper assembly off to just install this easier. There you go, fully installed right there. Now remember, don't over tighten these. It's just plastic on plastic, so if you over tighten it, you have a chance to strip it right there, and then that will never stay on tight, and it won't stay on nicely like this one right now. Pretty good. Nice metal ball end right there. That's just gonna connect to there, snaps onto there. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like fully done up and on the truck. Here we go, my truck's all together. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the table, I ran out of the table. And there's the trailer. The one thing I wish the trailer had, guys, was I wish those lights were like actual light buckets that we could put lights in there, but they're just, you know, molded. Maybe you could drill something back here and make your own lights back there, but high-speed gears. I don't know how to park a trailer. I've been playing Mud Runner. Why can't I do this? Check out the high-speed gears. Whoa! Almost off my table. Here's how a proper trailer works. You can tell. Unlike the LVRC, this one right here, proper mounted on there. And this guy right here is rocking its high range gears, which is the high speed gears. I thought it'd be good for the trailing, but maybe just the factory stock gears would be good for trailing. I don't have the drag brake on this thing. I don't know if I might need it on this hill, but a lot of big rocks to stop me, hopefully. Hit the brakes if anything. So, you know, TRX4m light kit right here to let you know when I hit the brakes. Oh man, cigarette butts everywhere. Some people need to take care of their truck. Oh, roll over and disconnection. Didn't have anything else right now to tow, so just these tires for now, and I'll put maybe some scale accessories back there if I do continue to trail around with this. I will also take this off-road, by the way. I'll try some trails with this to see how well it can stay on there when I'm, you know, semi-crawling or trailing around. Let's see how fast this guy can go with the high-speed gears. Right here looks like a pretty smooth section. Whoa, it gets moving. I say we slow it down and stay scale with this guy. There you go, it's like half throttle. It likes it. Gonna go deliver these tires. Side hill, a little bit of side hill up here. This motor and everything still has enough torque to move around this high-speed gearbox. It's definitely fast. I mean, you know, for a little crawler. You can go brushless and make them even faster and stuff, but speed right there. Oh. Oh, big accident, big ride. Alright guys, till next video, as always, stay safe out there, have fun, and go run that RC.